Hey, what's up? I'm Darkbblue, trying to help everyone enjoy games in depth. In the previous video, we have started our Mechanic-Centric Elden Ring walkthrough guide. Now let's continue our journey. Teleport to the northeastern church and go uphill. Along the way, you'll find a scrap that drops a skill called Secret Blade. It's very useful, so do remember to loot it. As you approach the top of the hill, you can notice a land of red color, which is our next destiny. Before you is another church. Get inside from the back door in order to avoid being invaded by an NPC. Rest at this grace to be invited into the round table hold. Here's basically your base camp, where a lot of NPCs reside.
Forgive me to determine if you had. It seems torrent, whereas I'm in. There is, but I can take gathering. Very well.
Oh, I can't very well. It is set.
Now get back to the previous church and remember to equip Impaling Thrust. Get outside from the front door to trigger the NPC invasion. This skill, Impaling Thrust, can exploit her weakness because it's got a long range, and every hit can guarantee a stagger. Compared to fighting her with your basic moveset, this skill significantly reduces the difficulty. This is just yet another demonstration for the importance of skills that can exploit enemies' weaknesses. Of course, if you cannot defeat her for now, it's totally fine. Just get outside from the back door and continue our exploration. Into Kalit, go south a bit and turn eastward. Jump over the valley to reach Dragon Barrow. Keep going eastward until you see a giant white dragon. To its east, there's a fort, and activate the grace before the fort first. here, you need to equip the Bloody Slash skill previously drawn by the knight in Fort Height, and equip the Golden Forefoot. Go back towards the White Dragon and start to attack it. It's got a massive health bar, so you can only rely on the bleeding effect to deal serious damage. It might take some time, so be patient. Once the dragon is dead, use the Golden Forefoot to increase your rune gain. This is our startup funding. Now it's time to level up. Taking this chance, let me introduce the attribute system of Elden Ring. You have 8 attributes in total. The first 3 are basic stats, aka your health, mana, and stamina. Every build needs to level up the 3 attributes. Then, the resting 5 attributes are offensive attributes, used to scale the damage of certain weapons or spells. Basically, you want to level up only 1 or 2 of the 5. For example, we are playing a strength and faith character, which means we choose these 2 attributes from the 5 to level up. When you beat the base game, you will reach around level 150. At this level, you want to have 40 vigor, 25 to 30 mind, and 25 to 35 endurance. As for the offensive attributes, you want to have 50 strength and 50 faith. And when you beat the DLC, you will be around level 190. This time, you can have 50 to 60 vigor and 5 more mind and endurance than what you have at level 150. Strength and faith can be leveled up to double 60. This is basically our attribute plan. Now that you know it, in case I forget to showcase my attribute progression, you can still know how to level up. Next, it's time to upgrade our weapons. First, let's get our main weapon. My plan is to use Bastard Sword, which is another great sword, as our main weapon. You can buy it from the East Weeping Peninsula merchant.
Hang on.
Then you need to collect smithing stones. Smithing stones are in 2 types, regular ones and sombering ones. Weapons upgraded using regular stones have a max level of 25. Every 3 levels are upgraded using stones of the same tier, so there will be regular stones of 8 different tiers, and the Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone for level 25. Sombering weapons have a max level of 10. Each level consumes 1 Sombering Stone of the same tier, with the last level consuming an Sombering Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. Now our target is to upgrade the Bastard Sword to tier 5, which requires 12 Smithing Stone 1 and 6 Smithing Stone 2. So how to quickly obtain Smithing Stone 1? Now open your map and look for the red shapes like this one. This indicates the entrance to a tunnel, which is basically a mine. Inside tunnels, you can find a lot of smithing stones on the walls and floors. When exploring a tunnel, you can switch to Secret Blade skill, which can increase your damage output to the miners. There are 2 tunnels in Lamegrave, but both can provide only Smithing Stone 1. To acquire Smithing Stone 2, you need to loot them from specific locations scattered around the world. So it's time to introduce Factory Life Wiki or other similar interactive map tools. You can use this wiki in 2 ways. For example, I directly go to the upgrade page and search for Smithing Stone 2. In this page, all lootable Stone 2 locations are listed. Taking this location as an example, it shows that there's a statue near the skill teacher's shack. Let's go there and bait the troll to destroy the statue. In this way, we have obtained a Smithing Stone 2. The other way to use the wiki is to search on the interactive map for Smithing Stone 2 directly. For such a massive open world game, wikis and interactive maps are very useful, so please do learn to use them. In the future, no matter what items you are looking for, you can find their locations with their help. Now, as a homework, find 5 more Smithing Stone 2 by yourself and upgrade the main weapon to tier 5.
I took you no matter lay out your own.
Thus far, we have unlocked the map fragments and upgraded the main weapon. Our next goal is to collect some useful gears. For example, there's a minor herb tree in the Mist Forest, which can be directly seen on the map marked by the drawing of a tree. Here you can loot 2 crystal tears to be mixed in the flask. The second example is the wolf holding in the Mist Forest. You can teleport back to the initial church to talk to the merchant and ask about the holding, then head back to the rune in the Mistwood, talking to Blad.
Who goes there? Carly sent you. The name's Blythe. He fled somewhere near. Come tell me if I can offer.
Do you remember that there's always at least one basement in each rune? This rune is no exception. Go down the basement and loot the Axe Talisman, which increases your charge attack damage. And one last thing, there's a knight where I set a mark, who will drop a skill called Golden Vow upon death. This is a useful buff that bonuses both your offense and defense. You can buy a dagger from the Twin Maiden in the Round Table Hold to equip Golden Vow on it.
I'm glad you those who live it all the more.
Collecting useful gears like what we have done just now is the third step to explore a new area. In the future, I will guide you through some important loots, but if I should miss something, you can always rely on wikis and interactive maps to collect them on your own. With many gears collected, we have become much stronger than our initial state, and it's time to harvest the few bosses in Namegrave to earn some runes. Let's set Tree Sentinel, the first boss we have evaded at first, as our first target. To exploit his weakness, you need Stamp Uppercut, which is a skill that could be purchased from the skill teacher. You'll notice that every hit from this skill can guarantee a stagger of Transcendental. This property makes this fight much easier. This is how exploiting weaknesses actually means. Additionally, let's have a recap of how I stack the buff before the fight. I first drink the flask and then use Golden Vial. Both consume easily replenishable resources, so you can use them without worrying about something running out. Stacking buff is an important part of Elden Ring's combat, so do make it a habit. Then let's go harvesting Avatar of the Earth Tree. It's a very easy boss, and most of its attacks can be simply dodge rolled and you will have an opening to do a charge attack. There are 3 attacks that need to be tackled specially. The first one is Stomp. It's very quick, so you have enough time for only a light attack. And number 2, Jump Attack. Later you'll meet a similar boss, Rot Avatar. Its jump attack will spill an area of scarlet raw liquid, so you need to move to its back while rolling. Though this is not necessary for this regular avatar you are fighting, I recommend making this maneuver a habit. And number 3, Ground Slap. You need to dodge roll backward twice and then keep running sideways to evade the upcoming projectiles. The next to fight is Night Riders. This is one of the nighttime bosses which only appear at nighttime. You can rest at the grace and wait until night. The first Night Rider is located at the bridge. You can use Wild Strike to attack it and try to stay at its offhand side to be safer.
You there? Could you help us out?
The second Night Rider is at Weeping Peninsula, near the merchant from whom we bought the greatsword. Next, we will fight Deathbirds, another nighttime boss. They are very weak to Secret Order and Secret Blade. At the optimal state, you can stack 3 buffs of this category, buffing your damage to 8 times. Currently, we only have Secret Blade, so remember to equip this skill before the fight. This yet again shows the importance of selecting the suitable skill. Next, Bellberry Hunter, also a nighttime boss. Let's first grab a parry skill, Storm Wall. The hunter will appear where other NPCs reside at nighttime. After teleporting to the location, you need to rest at the Grace again so that the NPC is replaced by the boss. We will use parry for this boss. His regular attacks performed with the sword can be all parried. His attacks with the red visual effect need to be dodge rolled. And finally, when he uses the grab attack, do not attempt to dodge roll it. Instead, run backward to get out of the grabbing range. The next is Tibia Mariner. This boss is relatively weak to holy damage, so we can again use Secret Blade. However, it doesn't have the 100% special weakness as Death Burst do, so you cannot simply one-shot it. In the end, let's kill the flying dragon. You can enter the lake from the south side where you can talk to an NPC first.
You do well to steal. And it's so stay clear. Don't.
Flying dragons are very weak. You can easily attack their heads with your jump attack. Only 2 attacks need some special maneuver. The first is Flying Breath. As you can see, the fire is skewed to one side, and you need to ride to the other side to dodge it. The second is Retreating Breath. You need to immediately summon your horse and ride backward to evade the fire, and then approach the dragon as soon as possible to evade the succeeding breath attack. Although we are using jump attack instead of any skill right now, skills can still be helpful. For example, now you can use the skill War Cry to increase your attack. After defeating the dragon, further going to the river valley north of the lake. here you'll be invaded by an NPC. If you are having some trouble fighting him, just stay alive until Yura comes join your side. Afterward, enter the cave nearby.
Well. Help yourself to a man's personal belongings, huh? You scheming little thief. The gods demand
You will be fighting in patches, but do not kill him.
all of it.
Relog in the game to have him prepared and you will be able to purchase the shackles, which is a special weakness of a certain boss.
White flag and all. Well, finally come round, have you? I knew you would. You're a man of reason. True and true. Well, what do you know? Now, how did I get? I took you for a demi, an innocent, a style, water. A true man of... I'm patchy, tarnished like you, only for now. Those retired soldiers turned banned in exchange for my... Honestly, frankly. So don't be... I'll be ready to...
As you can see, we need to use different skills for different bosses to exploit their weaknesses. This shows how important skills can be. However, skills cost mana, so even for a fighter character, leveling up Mind attribute is a must. Besides this, you can distribute your potions between Life Potion and Mana Potion when resting at a grace. Based on my preference, you can have 1 to 3 more life potions than mana potions, and this is a comfortable distribution. So far, we have cleared most few bosses in Lamegrave and gathered enough rune. It's time to go back to the Greece where we diverged from its guidance and go fight the first main boss. You can come up with different strategies for him, but there's one strategy particularly suitable than others. As you may have noticed, for now we have one talisman that increases charge attack damage and one crystal tier that has the same bonus. Therefore, charge attack should be the best strategy. In addition, you can equip the skill Endure and the Shackle we have just bought to further reduce the difficulty.
Thou art of passing skill. Warrior blood must truly run in thy veins. Tarnished.
Once again, I believe you have noticed how important it might be to explore in an open world. Let's have a recap of the several steps. Step 1. Unlock the map. Step 2. Collect missing stones from tunnels and specific loot locations to upgrade your weapons. Step 3. Loot important gears such as talismans that make you significantly stronger. And Step 4. Harvest few bosses for runes. After all of this, it's time for the legendary dungeons, which shall be the topic of our next video. If you want to play games into depth together with me, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, see you around.